Alright, hi and welcome back to episode 54 of the weekly update. Let's not waste any time and get straight into it. So it's a Sunday, we're sitting here once again, another week has passed, another week full of opportunities, full of the ability to change. And that is what I want to talk about in this week. Change. What control do you actually have of your future and how do you change it? So I'm going to start with having this as a very open idea thought of mine because I don't know the answers. I just am being a bit philosophic here. I know that I don't usually go down this route, but I wanted to try it for this video. So the first thing that I want to ask, or the first question that I have is, do we have control over our future? And if so, how do we control it? Or how do we take control over it? First, we can lay out the statement that our past controls our now. Let me give you some examples. Like if I worked out 1 year ago consistently, I will probably be in good shape right now. If I studied for a test I will probably perform well on it once I have it. And if I didn't eat earlier today, I will be hungry right now. Very simple. So the past determines our now. But the thing is that the now is very short-lived. It's just right here and now it has passed. Now it is literally in the past. So the now is extremely short-lived. Like it's just here and then it's gone. So the thing that is more interesting is our future, because the future is way longer than the now. At least we don't know if it's longer than the past. In the past we can't change, but the future we can actually change. So we want to change our future. So how do we do it? Well, I reckon because we came to the conclusion that the past determines our now right now. Now right now, that sounds funny, but our now, that must mean that our now right now determines our future, because our past, that was once our now. Am I making this too complicated? There is probably a better way to explain this, but the now right now will affect our future. So by changing our behavior that we have right now in this moment, we change our results, where we are, how we act in the future. And I had this thought earlier today. I came up with this whole thing and I started thinking by myself, well, I can come up with loads of exceptions to this, where things happen to me, things that I don't want to happen to me happens, and I don't have any control over that. So therefore I don't have control over my future. Like someone could come up and just punch me in the face right now. It's very unlikely. I'm sitting here in a car, there's no people around me, it's basically at night, but it could happen, and I don't have any control over that directly. But on the other hand, I'm not sure if I totally agree with my arguments here, but I'm gonna make them anyways. I do have control over that, because I controlled if I was going to sit here in this car. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I still made a decision, so therefore I'm in control. And also, let's say I don't have control over that person hitting me, but I do have control of my reaction to that. How do I behave once that happens? That I have control over. I can either fight back, I can flee, I can start talking, I can start crying. I have control over that, how I act. So therefore I reckon that even the things that it seems that you don't have control over, you still have control over how you act to them. And since how you act to a situation has such a big control over how it plays out in the future, like just a really quick side detour, how we act is a very big part of how we feel about something. Like two people can have the exact same experience happen to them, but they can feel two completely different things. One can be very happy, glad that that happened, and one can feel like this was terrible that this happened to me. That's the same thing, but their reactions to it determined how their future played out to that situation. So therefore I reckon that you still have control over situations, or influence over them at least. So to bring it back to the actual point, how do we change our future now that we have established that we can have control over it? I sort of said it before. It's by changing the now, how you behave right now in this very moment when you're watching this. Because these actions that you have will at least have control over your near future. You can always change if you have time. Like, I could start doing things in 5-10 years that can control my futures later, but I myself am more interested in my near future because it's closest to me. Like, I don't really think too much about my long-term future, like how I'm like in 20 years. That is just so too far away, if I'm being honest. Like, I more care about the next weeks, months, half year. Like, that is way more interesting to me because it's way closer to me. So I want to make actions, put in behaviors, start doing things right now that positively impacts my future, and more specifically, my near future. I don't know how this whole thing went. Was that completely a bizarre thought? I'm not sure. I think it makes sense. It at least made sense when I got this idea before today and wrote it down. If you liked this very new take on these videos, where I just go off on a subject, a thought that I've had, then go down and comment something interesting about it. And most likely you are new here, and if you're wondering what the heck is this guy doing talking about random subjects in his car, this is a sort of long-going video series that I got for myself, the weekly update I call it. I post one video every single week of, it's usually me talking about my week, my plans forward, but I thought that we would do something a bit different this time. Hopefully you liked it. I at least felt that it was fun sitting here and talking about things that I'm probably not qualified to talk about, but if you only talk about the things that you know the best, well then I'm afraid that a lot of people don't have that much to say, including myself. So it's always best to just talk and experience and evolve. Yeah, now I'm going off on a different tangent. Why am I using so hard words? Like, I don't usually talk like this. It's the philosophic nerve in me that has awakened by this. Now I must speak intellectually. This has been it for the weekly update, and as always, accomplish great things, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, take care and peace.